1. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
SPEAKROC, that's the team that I'm with. SPEAKROC, don't it make a lot of sense? SPEAKROC, yeah, we speak to each other. Hey, young man, be a brother to another, Put the other things aside, throw away the fakeness. All my brothers got the key to achieve greatness. Let nobody bring you down when you tryna reach the top. Let them know what you represent, tell them SPEAKROC. Let's make a change for the best. Let your voice be heard, let your words be expressed. Brothers and sisters, set a goal to the top. If anybody got your back, let them know it's SPEAKROC.
Hey, yo, Guap, that was dope. Hey, just gotta keep telling them what it is out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you already know, man.
Hey, we doing this one for the D. What up, though? What up, though, brothers and sisters? What up, though? It's your brother, SPEAKROC. I am so happy to be with you on this Sunday evening. As I promised you, I am live at 5. Let me get a couple of things out of the way first. First of all, let me thank you all everyone that has joined me on this journey of me starting my podcast. Everyone that has joined me as I've did my very best to build my platform, and I'm continuously building my platform. For those of you who are joining me right now and you're not sure of what all social media platforms that I'm on, it's very easy. It's at SPEAKROC, SPEAKROC. At SPEAKROC, and that is on Instagram, that is on Facebook, that is on Twitter, even on Tumblr, and also on Snapchat. Very easy. Come on there and check me out. I post some interesting things. I like to post stuff that make people think. One thing about me, I'm going to tell you, I got one post where I says, hey, guess what? To speak free, you must be free. And I truly believe that. And, you know, everybody likes freedom. Everybody likes to get stuff off their chest. And once again, this is a platform where you can do that. You can go ahead and talk, say what you got to say, because here with me, what you have to say is valued. I believe everybody has value in their life. And, you know, just because we may have disagreements or just because we don't see eye to eye on all things, that doesn't mean we have to, go at each other's throats, be at odds with each other and be ready to put hands on each other in a negative way. That's not needed here. And that's not, what it is on this platform with SPEAKROC. Once again, also, I want to I'm just very humbled, with a couple of posts that I've made thus far, one from last week and this one. And I made a couple of other posts on my YouTube platform. I'm near 100. I'm only just shy of 100 views. And to me, guess what? That's a big thing. Anybody who would take time out to listen to what I got to say, I truly appreciate it. I believe that I do have important things to say. I got things to make you go, and things to get you revved up, to spark you and to give you some energy and just make you feel like, you know what, there's another way at looking at things. There's another perspective that I'm taking in when I listen to SPEAKROC. So I just thank all of you for tuning in, joining with me, helping to build this SPEAKROC platform. Because it's very important to me that I engage with you, my brothers and sisters. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. This is going to be an interesting one tonight. Now, let me make something abundantly clear. I am far removed from desiring to be liked by everybody. That is not my goal in life. If I am liked by a lot of people or everybody, hey, great. That's awesome. I always say this, Jesus wasn't liked by everybody. So I would not put myself in a position to believe that I've lived on this planet long enough where people have let me know, hey, guess what? Just by the way you look, I don't like you, for whatever reason. I'm like, okay, so some things you become real numb to, and that's one of them. I am not going to sacrifice saying what needs to be said or doing what needs to be done because someone just don't like the cut of my jib or what have you. Someone just for whatever reason, they're not even sure about the reason why they don't like me. But so when you hear me talk, please don't take any of it personal. Guess what? I'm a brother from Detroit. What do I know? All right. So let me go ahead and get into it. Today, I want to talk about what do we take a stand for? What will we stand for as a people? Okay. Brothers and sisters, I'm curious. Like today is Sunday, and I know there's football on, but I am so I'm still at a loss of words about how many black people, brothers and sisters, are still watching football. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. Brother Kaepernick took a stand because he would say, hey, look, there's some social injustices that's going on in the world, primarily happening to my people, my brothers and sisters, black people. That's inexcusable. I won't stand for it. So guess what? I'm going to sit down at the pledge, at the, national anthem while it's being played, or I'm going to, then it went to take a knee. Then it went to, he played the whole season and guess what? He don't have a job. Look, we're smart enough to know why that man does not have a job. We understand because the powers to be, the personnel, the head honchos at the NFL, look, guess what? You're blackballed, son. You can't do that to us, show us up, this, that, and another. And guess what? I'm smart enough to understand that he's not the only one that's happened to in life. Look, I knew it. I said, man, when he first did it, I said, you know what? It looks good, sounds good. Probably even feels good, but guess what? This is not going to end well. Now I know this brother, he's made mention through various sources or his people. Hey, guess what? I want to play football again. And I was still twisted about that. I'm like, why you want to play football after they're showing you, they being the powers that be in the NFL, the owners, we're not tolerating you. We're not having it. The fact of the matter is, the man is going down as a type of martyr. He's going down. He's written himself into history. What he's doing is very commendable, especially putting up the money. Look, he's just not doing something. Hey, look, I took the knee. He's following through on what he said. Guess what? Hey, look, salute to the brother Kaepernick. Now, one of my things is, once again, with him being treated the way that he's being treated, the way that the current NFL players are being treated in the NFL, I'm still confused about why are black people watching football? Why can't we take a stand and really demolish that system? The good old boy system, the have and the have nots. Trust me, those owners are way wealthier than any of those football players. But we haven't come together. Now, I'm going somewhere with this because a lot of times we as black people, we're fighting for this, we're fighting for that. Every time we turn around, we're fighting for something, some type of injustice. And I get it. And, being on social media, and look, I haven't been on social media long, but I've been on there long enough to know that there's some good people out there working hard to put in a good work for not just only black lives to be better, but for lives for all people. But I'm saying, man, like, how is it that we're going to continue doing a great work when we can't stand with one another? And let me say it another way. Sometimes we can't stand each other. Something is wrong with this picture. How do you expect to bring down corporations and long-lived organizations if we as a people don't stand? Once again, looking at social media, I'm seeing some freedom fighters for black folk getting frustrated. I'm looking at social media and I'm looking at people like, look, hey, you know what? Prophet has no honor in his own home. Where are the civil rights leaders of today? Matter of fact, where is the civil rights movement? And guess what? They're not being frustrated at the potential oppressor. They're frustrated with their own people. Like, we cannot come together, all because we slightly and mildly disagree on certain subjects. Now, look, I get it. I'm not stupid. I know there's mom and dads who paying top dollar for their child to be in Pop Warner and any other kind of football league that's going around in America. Because guess what? My child got talent. Guess what? This is what my child wants to do. Guess what? We understand how lucrative it is for, when you become a pro player. We get it. Or I get it. It's hard for that train to stop. That train been moving for a long time, especially when you see all the success stories about how somebody made it to the NFL and they brought their families from rags to riches and they've helped a lot of things. I get it. But I get it. You get it. Guess what? The owners get it too. They understand, guess what? As long as there's some people that's hard up, they gonna play in this NFL. Love of the game, my butt. They're going to play in it, and we can do this to them. And when I mean them, I'm talking about black folk. If we don't want to believe that, that's part of our problem right there. Whatever it is, the sunken plays, being hypnotized, whatever it is, they understand they got us there. Let me explain something real quick. Because I made mention about, because it seems like we as black folk, we want to coexist with corrupt systems. We don't want to, reconstruct the system. We don't want to change the system. We want to change it, but yet coexist with some of the good and the bad. We really want to take the good with the bad. And I'm looking like, man, how long we've been doing that for and how that's working out for us. I hear such terminology such as, hey, you want to sit at the table. I'm like, what? A seat at the table? Like, well, why I want to be at that table? Well, get my own table. I make my own table and make my own rules. You hear things like, hey, you can only change things from the inside. The inside of where? I'm thinking the inside of you. Change you first and then move on. But we talking about get inside the system and change things. I'm like, When somebody in this show, here's what's funny. Once again, you hear people all the time talk about, hey, look, someone that's vexing them or they have ill feelings towards, they say once a person show you who they are, that's what they are. You take them for that. And I'm like, well, the NFL just showed you what it is. But yeah, you still watching football. We want to be entertained that bad? We can't take, look, I haven't watched NFL. Once I saw that it was going, like basically their feet was being put to the fire about, hey, who are you, NFL? What are you doing? What are you about? Once I saw that, I was like, you know what? Got it. I see that they're up to no good. Good old boys who don't want to change. And I wish it would have kept going. Because we would have saw the true colors of all owners. I know some of you thinking like, hey, guess what? This is a business. And you know what? I totally agree with you. It's a business. Slavery was a business too. Matter of fact, it was big business. That don't mean it was right. Slavery was even legal at one point. Don't mean it was right. I digress and I'll move on. Now, here's some keys. I'm not saying, now, hey, take this for what it's worth. There's a book called The 48 Laws of Power. In that book, there's Law 15. Law 15 talks about crush your enemy totally. Now, if you're being oppressed and you're going through some things and you don't like the way it's going, guess what? Don't be trying to coexist with that system. You can't, it's not going to turn out well. In the long run, the long game, it's not going to turn out well. Never has. Never will. There is a time when you got to realize like, hey, if this is what it is, if this is how y'all really feel about me, and if we're at war and you have your stance and I have my stance, the line has been drawn in the sand. Guess what? You crush your enemy totally. And if we're talking about the NFL, guess what? We got to think the long game. And that's with anything. You got to come up with a plan and a strategy about how it is. Not only do I separate from you, how do I crush you out separating you? Businesses do it all the time. Look how many businesses you know that are not in existence anymore. Give you an example. Let's look at Blockbuster. Blockbuster was a monster. But guess what? Netflix and Redbox destroy your enemy. Crush them. Blockbuster isn't even in existence anymore. Guess what? Now, let me make it something clear. I'm not telling you to go out and destroy people. I'm not saying that. I am not saying go and do physical harm to anybody. Not saying that. But guess what? There are systems. Once again, there's systematic oppression that's happening in America to black people. And I don't understand. And matter of fact, I refuse to understand how we desire to coexist with these systems. If you want things better for you, you have to destroy the system. Period. There's no revamping it. There's no, rewriting it. Forget that. Destroy it. For my religious, spiritual people out there, in the Bible where the prophet Samuel, he went and told King Saul, he said, hey, look, you need to go and destroy the Amalekites and everything that they got. Destroy everything. Destroy them, women, kids, livestock, everything. Destroy it all. Now, just for a point of order, that was in the Old Testament. Nevertheless, it's in the Bible. But you know what? King Saul decided not to do that. He decided I see some value in this livestock here, so you know what? I'm going to keep it. As a matter of fact, I think he kept the king as well. And the funny thing is, I think it's funny because Samuel was a beast. The prophet Samuel, he took a sword and he beheaded the king that was preserved. Beheaded him. Killed him. I believe I got that one right. Research it. Look it up. Killed the man because he was like, look, it's better to be obedient to what God has said do. Destroy them. Come to find out later on in biblical stories dealing with King Saul, he was having issues, with these people again later on, their descendants. It was just, bottom line is, it didn't turn out good. You have to completely destroy a system to be able to recreate a new one. Now, that's just one of the stories in the Bible where things have been destroyed and they had to start over again. Just saying. So for my spiritual people out there, and you're like, well, I'm not hearing that, and you destroy nothing. You got to be peaceful, and you got to work with things, and you got to get things a chance. Okay, read your Bible. Read your Bible, read your Quran, read whatever you want to read. I got it. I got it. If you even want to go a step further, even Jesus was destroyed on a cross. Not he was an enemy, but there had to be an end to something in order for there to be a beginning. You can't work with the same type of corruption and think that it's going to turn out better. People are in the business of giving up power. These high rollers and these CEOs and these businessmen, they're not in the business of giving up power. Not to a player. No. Not in the business of doing that. But it's delusional to think that we as a people, we can be at odds with each other and then we're going to gain ground. Because I see it all the time. I know a lot of people with their movements or with just them personally. Hey, I'm moving silence. I'm moving small circles. My circle is small, and I'm thinking like, if you got a small circle, how many people you helping? I don't understand. People always like to say, well, Jesus only had 12 disciples. No, he had more than that. Way more than that. He condensed it down to 12 for mission purposes. It wasn't so much like, hey, guess what? I can't trust all these 100 of other disciples that I have. As a matter of fact, he sent them out on missions. And they still followed Jesus. He sent them out to go do a work. He just didn't dismiss them and just separate himself from them. No, that wasn't the case. So I always wonder when people are like, hey, look, just me and my little small team, we gonna do major things. And I'm like, oh boy. The major things that you think you're doing, look, salute to you. I'm not hating on you for what it is that you are getting done and the lives that you are affecting and how you're making this world a better place. Not saying that, but guess what? Any real leader knows that, look, the more people that you can convince of what it is that you're trying to do, and even if they can work independently from you, guess what? Your vision is being spread. You've recreated yourself in other people. And the mission is still being accomplished. Not putting yourself on the island because you got trust issues. Yeah, this Speak Rock, y'all. Just because you got trust issues or relationship issues, that don't make you can be getting a lot done, a whole lot more, if you work on yourself and your relationship issues. Now, once again, how we think we're going to make major changes for the culture, for our people, for black people, when we can't even get along and stand together, I don't see it. I don't see it. Here's something else that just popped up. Some of you may know, looked at, caught a clip saying that, what's the comedian's name? Monique. She has she got a problem with Netflix. And she's like, hey, look, boycott Netflix because they offered me $500,000 and they offered Dave Chappelle, $2 million or whatever it is. And Chris Rock, $2 million. And they offered Amy Schumer $9 million. Then she went back to the table and negotiated and she got $11 million. I can be off on my numbers, but nevertheless, the story is out there. Research it. So Monique is like, hey, look, boycott. Because bottom line is I'm standing up for my people because other comedians or other brothers and sisters out there who's on the level that I am, guess what? If they offer me $500,000, which is below what I feel that I'm worth, they're going to offer another black comedian out there just the same. So I got to take a stand. So all black folk or my people or the folk I love or whatever it is that she said, the fact of the matter is she talking to us. Hey, look, boycott Netflix. And I'm looking like, if we can't boycott the NFL, how in the world are we going to boycott Netflix? Yeah. I'm not saying she wrong. I'm just asking a question that if we can't even stand together as it pertains to the egregious actions and the racist actions and the systematic oppression of the NFL, how in the God's green earth we going to boycott Netflix? I'm just asking a question. Really? Netflix? It was so funny that, was it Michael Blackson? He was like, hey, look, Netflix is $19.99 or something like that. He's like, look, brothers like discounts or something he said. He's like, it ain't gonna happen. He's like, hey, look, Stranger Things getting ready to come on. I gotta go. I'm like, wow. I mean, what I'm saying is, now when we try to stand together, we throw in these lukewarm challenges or commitments out there for boycotting for things that, how is that going to help the black agenda as a whole? Holistically, how is that going to help us? Get your money, Monique. Do what you got to do. How is that helping black culture? How is that helping the movement and the growth and the development of black people all the way around, from our elders to our youth? How? Kaepernick is at the house doing big things, but he's not playing football, the sport that he loves. And we collectively as a whole, as a people, as a race, we not even standing with him. I don't understand it. As a matter of fact, hey, guess what? Hey, y'all, I'm letting you know to speak rock. I'm just speaking my piece. Y'all got the opportunity to speak y'all piece. I'm just speaking my piece. I couldn't even really understand when he said he wanted to go back and play. I was like, girl, you doing better where you at. You in a good space right now. and maybe I'm being selfish because I'm thinking for the masses. I'm thinking for the culture. I'm thinking for the race. But if that's what he wanted to do, okay, get it, brother. Do your thing. But I still was like, I don't understand it. I mean, I couldn't. Why would you want to be somewhere where we haven't even made a dent? We haven't made a scratch in the oppression that they lay on us or how they feel about us. I get it. He did a great thing to make it heard. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. The way I felt, the kneeling compromise thing, I was like, oh, Lord, just sit down. Because the same thing's going to happen. Kneel, stand on one leg, sit Indian style. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is you're doing something that they don't like. I don't care what kind of stance you did. It did. At the end of the day, it didn't matter. So the whole kneeling thing, I was never in love with that anyway. There's only two reasons I'm going to kneel. I'm going to kneel to my God and pray. And I'm going to kneel and get a good supported position. For those in the military, they know what I mean. I am, yeah, whatever. I did sit, kneel, stand with a fist in the air. You wasn't going to be back next year. Didn't matter. I knew you was going to be the lamb to the slaughter. I knew it. Once again, I just couldn't, and even if, I wonder if he's watching football. I wonder. Because if he is watching football, I wouldn't be able to understand that either. I'm like, man, my God, I get it. And some will say, well, he got friends that's in the NFL. That's what he's done all his life. Okay, excuses. Hey, there's a price to pay for movements. There's a price to pay. There's a price to pay when you take a stand. Why compromise? I know far as me, I don't need football. Whoop-de freaking do. I don't need to be entertained. I need to be educated. I need to be empowered. Why do I want to be about part of something that really don't want my people in it? Other than to be the modern day plantation field. I said it. Here's an example. I could if Brother Kaepernick is watching football, that would be the equivalent of Muhammad Ali doing a USO tour with Bob Hope. For those of y'all who don't understand what I'm saying, for young people, Muhammad Ali, he was drafted into the military. He decided not to go because of religious reasons. Okay, I get it. They stripped him of his title, put him in jail. I got it. But guess what? All because he did not support the war in Vietnam. Now, keep in mind, other athletes went to the military, black athletes and entertainers. So now, Muhammad Ali, for his reasons, didn't go. Hey, salute to Muhammad Ali. He is the greatest. I get it. But if I'm a military service person, I would have saw Muhammad Ali on a USO tour, coming to entertain the troops, to keep up our morale, as we gotta tomorrow go back into this field and we gotta fight the enemy. I'll be looking like, are you serious? If you couldn't be with us, there's no way in God's green earth I want to be entertained by you. Just saying. That's my opinion. So look, there's a price. Muhammad Ali paid a price. And from what I see and what I can remember, unless somebody can prove me wrong, I didn't see Muhammad Ali attached to anything military related in the sense that he would support, because he knew if he didn't support war or he didn't support the war in Vietnam, guess what? He couldn't find himself PR wise or even spiritually connected to a situation like that. There was a price he had to pay. He lost his title. He went to jail. He paid a price. He took a stand. And by all accounts, this is one of the reasons why he's known as the greatest. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, we got to take a stand. If we really gonna make moves out here, if we're really gonna change things for the better for us as a people, because this is what I believe. I believe that as we strengthen, look, history is on my side and it proves it. Every time we do good, I'm going to say it like this. I'm just going to be bold and say it. The world does good. I ain't even just talking about America. When black folk do well, the world does well. Look at all the things that we've done to our credit. All the inventions that we've brought forth. All the sciences that we've worked in and we've made things happen. Engineering, math, economics, sports, big business. We made that better. Where in the world would the NBA be today if black folk wasn't in it? Come on now. Where would the NFL be if we wasn't in it? We make things better. We take slop, we take crap, and we make it better. And guess what? We can continue to make things better. We can continue to make other races see. We can make them understand what true love is with our example. But guess what? I got a little surprise for y'all, and I don't want to end this on a bad note, and I'm not going to end it on a bad note, but I got to tell you, the world looks at our every move. They watch how we move. They look at how we treat each other, and they look at how other races treat us. And if things are going bad for us, they take notes and they say, you know what? I don't want to be on their end. At least I'm not black. But when we're doing good and when we're running on all cylinders and we making it happen from anything in our culture, what do? They always find a way to infiltrate and try to become one of us. Then we boost them up, celebrate them, and guess what? We got the M&Ms of the world. I said it. We have to do better and take a stand together. Until then, boycott Netflix. Okay, good luck with that. I don't see how that's going to happen. Brothers and sisters, I'm only saying this because I love you. I love you. I love my people so much. I really do. I believe in us. I believe we're son people. We're people of love. I believe we're God's people. Only God's people can go through what we have been through and still make good out of it. I just want, coming up this week, I'm just going to ask you, do your best. Do your very best to manage your expectations when it comes to us. No, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Brother Rock is not perfect. But I want somebody to have patience with me, though. Talk to me. Understand who I am. If you disagree, let's just peacefully disagree. I get it. But let's also find a way to move on. Do that same thing with your brother and sister that you see this week. Just understand, where they're coming from. You don't have to agree if you don't want to. Just understand where they're coming from. And look at that person and say, man, that's another brother and sister right there. That's a brother and sister who's going to add value to the culture. Yeah, I know they on one right now. They doing something silly. I get it. But think maybe they doing something silly because they haven't been taught any better. Maybe they need an example. And you're that example. You, brother and sister, we're the examples. We can deal with one another. Every other community doesn't. They got their ups and downs. They got their issues, just like we have our issues. But for the greater good, they managed to get beyond their issues and work together. We got to do more working together. And I'm not just talking about your little small circle. I'm not talking about with the bourgeoisie. I'm not talking about all your educated folk. I'm not talking about all your hustlers and your dealers and your pimps I'm not just talking about everybody. We want to talk about table. All of us black folk need to come to the table. Every last one of us. Because I'm telling you, when I see you, when I'm on these streets and I see you, I see nothing but promise. I see somebody that's one day that's going to rock and shake this world. That's what I see. Look here, brothers and sisters. This is your brother, SPEAKROC. Once again, I thank you for all you've done. Hey, once again, I ask you to go to my social media pages at SPEAKROC. That's at SPEAKROC. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. That's on Facebook. Go and check me out. Also, you can type SPEAKROC into YouTube, and I have a YouTube channel as well. Hey, look, for everybody who followed me today, look, I love you. I appreciate you following me. I appreciate you, just working with me, tolerating me. And, I hope I brought something to value and something for us to think about. If you see me on the streets, holla at your boy, SPEAKROC. And don't take any of this personal. Hey, we just having a conversation. Just remember, I'm a brother from Detroit. What do I know?